moving historical news. This is something they was talking about. What about the forgotten nations like Iraq, Syria, Nigeria, Afghanistan? These nations are fighting wars themselves. They're fighting terrorism themselves. They're fighting for life themselves. These are the forgotten nations. Forgot about because of Israel and Palestine. And I don't forget these nations because there are more too. There are 270 children missing. Children die every day in these nations too. Children die every day. Children die every day in these nations too. What about these nations? What about these nations? Where's the reporter covering these stories? Because it's good for one, it's good for all. It needs to be in the historic news. It needs to be in the news. It needs to be in the news to keep pressure on these people to stop, to kill, to slaughter, to butcher, to torture. Beatings and the bashings, and ridicule of human life. It's ridiculous. This is tabloid news. That's all you get from the stations, tabloid news. What about these forgotten nations? What about these forgotten nations? Here today, gone tomorrow. Now we count on Israel, Palestine. We don't hear nothing about Syria, Iraq, Nigeria, or Afghanistan. That's the sad part of the world. You have to cover all news. You have to cover all news, all nations, all humanity. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to do it or not, do it because it's the right thing to do. These are historical times. These times are hard, they're hell, they're horrifying, they're ugly, they're nasty. They're going to leave a mark on human life like no generation before. We're going to leave the world $17 billion in debt in the U.S. or more. We're going to leave the world a mess, a bigger mess than it's been in when we were born. And that's the sadness of human life. That's the failure of human life. For all nations. For all nations. I don't forget these people. I don't forget their nations. I don't forget their people. I don't forget the children. I don't forget the children that die every day around the world. I never forget. I never forget. And people shouldn't forget. People should understand that these nations are at war too. These nations are fighting a battle to live their life as a human being. And that's the sadness of human life. That people just forget about it, go on to the next segment of news. No, you gotta cover it all. You gotta keep covering it all, keep covering it all, keep covering it all, till the answers come. This is why I do what I do. This is why I do what I do. So there'll be historical memory here of all that's happened. Can't forget about the wars in Syria, Iraq, and Nigeria, Afghanistan, children being killed, children being beaten, children being tortured, children being shot because they go to school like Myra. It never ends. It never ends. It keeps on going. It keeps on going. Like a war that never ends. And it is a war that never ends. Because it's a war that has no attrition, no attrition. Has no attrition. No fear. No fear. No care. No faith. No belief. No hope. No love. But death. And it's all it bleeds. It's death. It bleeds death. It's soaked in the blood of so many human beings you can't even keep count anymore. You have to remember them. You have to remember all about them. You have to remember them. You have to remember them as well as Israel and Palestine. Because their children are dying too. Their children are starving. Children in Africa are starving. Children all over the world are starving. You have to remember these people too. And that's the sadness of human life. Gone and forgotten. And that seems to be the local news, the world news. But it's not gone, it's not forgotten here. It's always remembered. It's always remembered. It may take me time to get around to it because of all the other videos I've been doing. But I get around to it, and I keep it going, 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 and I will keep it going until the answers are found. Ceasefires are called for in all nations. All nations, it should be. Ceasefires are called for in all nations. But you can't forget about the war in Iraq, the war in Syria, the war in Nigeria, the war in Afghanistan, because they're all fighting for human life. They're all fighting for human dignity. They're all fighting for human respect, human rights, and human freedoms. And damn it, that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be, but it isn't. Why? Because you got a bunch of terrorists who like to play God with human lives, who like to be powerful, beat up, bash, beat up little innocent people. That's why. And it never ends. Never quits. never gives up. All it does is die. And it sends the children to die in other nations, like Malaysia, places like that, Malaya. It's really sad. It really is sad that these nations are forgotten about. They're fighting their own wars. They're fighting their own battles. But it's part of the news. It's part of the historic news. It's part of the historical news. These people are dying and suffering every day of their life. The same as Israel, same as Palestine. Except they don't get the news now. They get it in their nation. They don't get it around the world. I won't forget about these nations. I won't forget about these people. Because it's the right thing to do. It's the human thing to do. It's the honest thing to do. You tell the truth, you tell the facts, you tell the reality, you tell it like it is, as it is, when it is, where it is, how it is, and why it is. And this is it. This is the truth of human life. This is the fact of human life. This is the reality of human life. That these nations are fighting war too. And it's not an easy fight. It's not easy. But I do the news every day. I do it honestly. I do it truthfully. I do it factually. I don't fake. I don't fraud. I don't make my videos uncountable. I make my videos accountable to every human being. Like says 7 billion human beings. Historical news. Because this is historical news. Should have added that word, but there's not enough room on the title to add it. But it's historical news. Because I want people to remember years from now. Somebody did care. Somebody did say something about it. Somebody kept talking about it. Somebody kept it in news. Somebody kept on fighting. Somebody kept on fighting for rights and freedoms and food, care, and humanity, safe bridges and safe ways and safe way, humanness, human kindness, and human gentleness, and human rights and human freedoms and human justice for all people. This is why I do what I do. This is what I do what I do. And someday people will realize that the site is the site for all human beings. For all human beings. That's the human truth. That's the human fact. That's the human reality. The fight for human life. The fight for human care. The fight for human freedoms. The fight for humanity. I won't quit. I'm going to keep on coming. I'm going to keep on coming. Until people realize that this station is here. By the people, for the people, of the people. This is for the forgotten war. This is for the forgotten war. What about them? What about them? What about them? What's their effect? How many of them died today? 169 Palestinians. How many Israelis died? 10? 20? How many Syrians died? 50,000? 200,000 dead already? 300,000 dead already? What about Iraq? How many dead there? Thousands, about thousands, about thousands. Millions. Now, death claims no nation, but every nation. Until ceasefire works for all nations. It's never going to end. It's never going to quit. It's never going to back away. It's never going to give up. It's never going to surrender. Until somebody makes a peace initiative to do what is right, to do what is human, to do what is best for human beings, for the people of their country. It will never end. We'll keep on coming. We'll keep on coming. We'll keep on coming. It won't stop. It'll just keep on coming like a locomotive out of control. Like a plague, wreaking death all over the planet, all over the earth, all over the human beings, all over the human race. That's the truth of human life. That's the fact of human life. That's the reality of human life. Fight for these peoples. I fight for the American people. Because it's the right thing to do. Cover all the news. Cover all the news all the time. All the time. Some of you may not like some of the horror you've seen. You'd like to turn a blind eye to, but you can't because it's the truth of human life. It's a fact of human life. It's a reality of human life. And that's the truth of human life. These are forgotten wars. These are the forgotten wars, but they're still going on. They're still fighting to kill each other, torturing each other. It goes on all over. Now Lebanon's involved. It's a war. Nations without any nutrition, without any peace, without any ceasefire, without any quiet, without any humanity, without any water, without any electric, without any power. This is something we will start with. I don't forget.